Hassan, Director General, Manpower Department, Ministry of Human Resources. Tuan Haji Norman bin Hussein, Director of Skill Development, Manpower Department. Tuan Haji Muhammad Mano bin Jumadali, Director of ADEC Batu Pahat. Encik Muhammad Darus bin Taib, Director of TWI Technology Southeast Asia, Sabah. Dan saudara-saudari sekalian, greetings to each and everyone here today. It is really a great honor and excitement for me to be here today as I stand inside this hall. I can see and feel not only the future, but also the next generation of technical guru in the making, and especially in support of Malaysia's growth and prosperity, and especially Wawasan 2020 or Vision 2020. Firstly, let me tell you a little story about myself. At the age of 14, I was working as an apprentice on welding, cutting, and machine processes. I never understand what was really school holidays are all about because I have none. Do I regret it today? No, I don't think so. During my secondary school days, I would skip academic classes in maths, science, and instead spend my time at a school workshop to do machining work to turn out metal toys such as cannon and warships. I was very fortunate. My teachers saw my passion and supported it. I did my studies in Polytechnic and graduated with a diploma in mechanical engineering. Over the last 25 years or so, I worked with top scientists, especially in Silicon Valley in the United States, to develop many breakthrough technologies. For example, in the area of product miniaturization, unlike today, where most of you are holding to a mobile device that can fit into your pocket. Do not take this for granted. In those days of the 1980s, miniaturization was a dream. As you're all aware, the first mobile for Motorola is really huge. So it's really a dream to miniaturize. Because there are many electronic components, form factor size such as capacitors, heat sinks, and resistors are just too big. All right. I've given the opportunity to carry out process development work with many big suppliers, such as Sony, Panasonic, Motorola, ITT, France, to get the footprint of all these components to the accepted level that change the entire electronic ecosystems and roadmap around the world, paving the way for more militarization into 1990s and into this century. Interesting conversation I had with one of my business dinner conversation with an R&D director from Bosch Automotive. Bosch is a very big presence in Penang. I hosted this R&D director last August in Johor Bahru. It was an introductory dinner, and he is from Germany. He does R&D, and he's about my age and worked for Bosch for about 20 years. He has several patents on engine sensors. Those sensors are designed to make the engine more efficient by tapping real time on the engine combustion performance, so as to trigger and adjust the necessary component such as fuel injection or air intake at the most optimal level. I was really fascinated with his patents. We talked a lot and how his sensors relate to some of the thermodynamics model, such as a Carnot combustion cycle. If you have studied thermodynamics, Carnot cycle is the perfect engine or the most efficient thermal cycle. both of us really clicked very well in our first meeting at the restaurant. By the way, we are allowed to eat in the commercial world, right? We had some sidelines, just not topic at the VIP room, to build relationship. But you're not allowed with government people, right? You may not know, or you may not be aware, in 1997 and 98, ex-Prime Minister imposed a fixed rate between ringgit and US dollar that helped Malaysia to pull through out of the 1997 financial crisis faster than the neighboring countries such as Thailand and Indonesia. Now, moving on. In munivac, it is a 100% engineering firm that produce, develop and supply precision plastic components to many sectors. But I will touch on several key industries that will touch human life. One, medical and healthcare industry. We develop and manufacture diabetic hardware components for companies like Baxter, Becton Dickinson and Medtronic. If you go to hospital around the world, touch wood, if you happen to be inpatient, likely you have dropped the IV drop into your body, and those plastic parts are likely to come from us. Likewise, if you go for any injection, all right, the injection needle tabs is likely 90% coming from munivac. We also develop solutions for multi-beam headlight for Toyota, Renault, Volkswagen, Audi, Ford. The other very important consumables industry that we do, and we have been doing for the last 5 years, working very closely with our customer to develop one of the most sophisticated process know-how, okay, that involve laser weld to weld two different types of plastic together, and we also use reverse osmosis process to ensure the water are almost pure, so much pure that you do not have any bacteria inside the water in this process of making consumables. We are talking about is plus minus 10 microns. And do you know what is 10 microns? To give a perspective, the thickness of a hair is only about 100 microns. Our factory in Johor is 100% export orientated. So we ship our products to China, Japan, US, Europe, India, Australia, and Brazil. Thirdly, every day at work, I will always feel highly charged and motivated because I know the products that I make and produce help mankind to improve on their life and also to save life too. In fact, I used to make a distinct example to my new employee during their orientation that they save life more than a doctor. We produce easily 50 million of medical parts every month to save human beings for the industry, but also play a role in achieving Vision 2020. Finally, I hope the students of ADEC will see engineering skill as an important asset to support and sustain the country's economic growth on a long-term basis, and more importantly, to improve the life of humankind. So, do remember, do not switch engineering to banking. Terima kasih.